Hi guys, I have here the Dali Oberon 3 bookshelf speakers. A pair of these retail for $8.99 USD. Priced the same as the BMW 606 S2 Anniversary Edition I just made a video of. This is my first experience with a Dali product. I like the fit and finish. Slightly bigger than the 1-inch standard tweeter here is a 29mm soft dome tweeter, specifically made for the Oberon series. The oversized tweeter design was made for a wider dispersion, low coloration, and optimal handoff to the 7-inch wood fiber mid-range and woofer here. So slightly bigger woofer as well compared to the common use of the 6.5 woofer. And Dali says constructed from a blend of fine paper pulp reinforced with wood fibers to create the stiffness and lightweight in the structure. Also features a low loss surround and speaker suspension. All this in combination is said to be capable of micro details coming from the signal and improved dynamics. Base reflect design with a backfiring port, a single set of speakers, no bi-wiring here. Specs rated at 47 Hz at -3 dB. There is no -6 dB specifications here, but I think it's probably going to be in the region of 40 Hz or so. 6 ohm nominal impedance and 87 dB sensitivity. Cabinet is MDF. They come in light oak and black finishes as well. This is the dark oak finish. I like it quite a bit. And the grill fabric on these are pretty cool. They have this rustic vintage look to them, and they're not magnetic. They actually go on with pegs attached to the face of the speaker. How do they sound? I powered them with quite a few amplifiers here. The Cambridge Audio AXA35, the Yamaha AS301, the Gelida 3502 tube integrated. These speakers also need some room to breathe. Again, a minimal of a foot, even better, 1.5 feet from the wall behind them, and 2 feet minimum from the side walls. Any closer than a foot or so to the wall behind them, they start sounding boomy. So I pulled them out about 1.5 feet away from the wall behind them to give me the best balance of non-bloated bass, yet have the low frequency impact. Also, Dali says their speakers, because of their tweeter design and their crossovers, do not require toe-in. They should be set up parallelly, firing straight down the room. That's how I had them set up in my system as well. So let's go into sonic impressions. First up is again the same album I talked about during the BMW 606 review. Eric Kunzel and the Cincinnati Pop Orchestra doing the Tchaikovsky 1812 Overture. This is an extremely well-mastered Telarc recording. Hearing the first track, the low frequency kicks are impactful, with a slight rounding and perhaps a slight lingering of the bass decay. Some people would describe this as bass that's not fast or agile. There was a slight lingering, the decay hung around for a little bit, the note didn't disappear. So I pulled them out a bit more into the room. I started losing punch and dynamics in the bass, so I went back to that 1.5 foot position from the back wall. But good soundstage, and the children's choir at about the 8-minute mark or so of first track. It sounds beautiful. Marsh Slav is the 4th track on this album. This track is about the Serbian-Turkish war, and this piece sounds warm and emotive with very good detail, good wide soundstage. In fact, anywhere I sat between the two speakers, I could enjoy the white soundstage. The sound wasn't stuck and stuck to the left or right speaker, like you could point and say, hey, it's all, there's nothing in the middle. You couldn't say that. It was spread wide between. As long as you sat not at the extreme ends, but somewhere between the two speakers, you'd enjoy the soundstage. Next up is Jimmy Smith's Blue Note LP. It's called Go For What Ya Know. So this has a great star cast. It has Kenny Burrell on guitar, Stanley Turrentine on the tenor sax, and others. The recording engineer is Rudy Van Gelder. Recorded at his studio, Rudy Van Gelder Studios, in 1986. This is a Blue Note LP. This has some deep musical bass, as well as a layered recording of the organ, sax, guitar, and drums. The sound from the Dalis was warm with a, again, very enjoyable soundstage. Good mid-range as well, with vocals on the track. There's this track called She's Out of My Life. I think this is a Michael Jackson song that he first released back in '79, and this is a remake, a jazz version of it. And Grady Tate sings this version of this album, and you can feel the emotions of sadness and regret. So this does mid-range really well. Last up, I'm going to surprise you guys with this album pick. This is Stoner Witch by the Melvins. Grunge music from the mid-90s. Nothing audiophile about this album's recording. This is just the music we used to listen to in the mid-90s growing up. It's said that all tracks were done with one sitting, tracking, mastering, and everything. It's a fun album to listen to, and I liked the Melvins, the sound. There's a lot of grungy bass riffs and guitar riffs here. Tracks Queen and Revolve are popular tunes. They sometimes come on the radio. They're catchy tunes, and the Dalis rock out with this track. Crank it up, and the music is solid. The bass is rock solid and punchy. Usually, with budget systems that have some brightness in them, the cymbal work on here sounds like it's just coagulated hash with very tinny white noise type of reproduction cymbals. Not so with these soft dome tweets. There was some warmth and texture to the cymbals and the rides in the percussion work. So that helped out with the way they've implemented the tweeters here. So my take on this Danish pair, these are warm, punchy sounding with decent and wide soundstage. I like them. They're relaxing to listen to. Not too demanding of source and amplification. They're easy to drive with modest amplification like the Cambridge Audio AX835 and even the Yamaha AS301. Both those amps did a fine job of driving these Dalis. And they did quite all right with music that's less than well recorded. But they do need some space, like from the wall behind them and from their side walls, in order to avoid sounding too boomy. So next up, I'm going to be doing a video comparing the Dali Oberon 3 versus the 606 S2 BMW Anniversary Bookshelf speakers. They're priced exactly the same, so why not do the compare and contrast? Also coming up is a video of my thoughts on the KEF LS50 Meta speakers. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any thoughts or questions on what I talked about regarding the Dali speakers or anything else, please comment below. For those looking for speakers under the 1000 USD mark, the Dali Oberon 3s and the BMW 606 S2s anniversaries or at least two of the models you should consider, in my opinion. So stay tuned for those videos, guys. Thank you for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. Until next time, bye for now.